Many so-called Christians have a view that once you are saved, you're always saved, and they probably have text in the scripture that sort of um, give them that confidence. But it's as though this is a simple matter. If the person is saved and continues following the Lord, then sure, once saved, always saved. But one cannot be bound for heaven and still practicing hellish kind of, you know, attitudes and so on. For example, you're married to this woman, and you say, "Well, we're gonna live until death." But early in the marriage, you start womanizing or start manizing or whatever. Then you can't say you're still married to this woman and faithful and hoping that it's gonna last to the end. I mean, of course, many people who you see live, 60, 70 years married and so forth. I mean, don't think that all these years they were kind of lovey-dovey and faithful and all that. Some of them separated, some of them had different, relationships, knowing to each other, and they vowed that they'd kill each other. But for some reason, they decided to forget the past and get back together. And at 50, they start boasting, everybody thinking that, oh Lord, it was so lovey-dovey and it was so hard to live to be 50, still married and still in love. But no, no, it's not like that. Sometimes even most of the time they're not. And even when they're making the picture saying we're 50 years married or whatever, they're still not really, 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 really in love in the way that you would expect that them celebrating this 50th anniversary. Now, in Jeremiah, Isaiah, he makes a point here that is kind of, you know, elucidating this concept here. God is saying that, look, there are people who are living in sin. If you do not go and warn them, although they're going to die in their sin, not because of ignorance, I'm going to save them, they're still going to die, but you also going to have to pay somehow for not advising them that they were in the wrong path. And it also even talks about a man who was righteous and went away and get with Satanism. He's going to be lost, and his blood is going to be on the preacher who hasn't warned him about it. For example, here in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 20. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he had done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn a righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered thy soul. So this is making it, very abundantly clear that not because of ignorance one is going to be saved, and not because one had been righteous at one stage, that his wickedness in the latter stage, even his death in the wickedness, is going to be sort of forgotten. He's going to be lost, just as the one who had not ever been sort of, give credence or accepted the Lord and righteousness, etc. Yeah, so don't be deceived. It's straight and clear, and sometimes even the person of himself would feel in himself that he's not right there. So how would you assume that he is when he of himself doesn't have the confidence that everything is good? His dreams, for example, if he dreams the second return of the Lord or anything like that, or death is imminent, his heart picks up a trepidation and a fear and a kind of consternation that if you were to tell you, you'd be amazed. But the scripture is making it clear. It's objective. Righteous once, wicked for the rest of life? No. Lost. But if wicked before and became righteous after, then that is better, and one will be saved from in that situation.